Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. This is Ty Talk Sports here, and we're back talking about the San Antonio Spurs once again. As of today, the Spurs are 24-40, sit 12th of the Western Conference, and are 3.5 games out of the 10th seed for the play-in tournament. So, how should the Spurs finish the season? Well, a few weeks ago, not even a few weeks ago, it really looked like the Spurs had something. After they traded Derek White, they went 3-1 since they traded him. Devin Vassell has risen in the starting spotlight. He has been delivering on both ends of the floor. A pure shooter, a long defender, a crafty finisher. Devin Vassell has really shined in his minutes as a starter. Lonnie Walker, a guy who really thought all Spurs fans was on the trade block going in deadline. As soon as Derek got traded, Lonnie Walker has been amazing. He had an off game against Charlotte, but he's been averaging. He averaged like 20 points on the road trip off the bench, had 30 against Sacramento. This is the Lonnie Walker that Spurs fans have been expecting. An electric, spread the floor, shoot the ball, athletic freak. And Lonnie has not disappointed since Derek has been traded. So how should the Spurs finish this season? Well, obviously playoffs are not the ideal scenario. Honestly, I'm not even sure if this team's going to be able to make a play-in. Blazers are I'm not even sure what's going on with that team right now. No Dame, no Nurkic. So, I mean, Blazers are really a team that we have to at least get by. The Pelicans are amazing right now. CJ McCollum has gone there, and no one is talking about him because that Pelicans team is winning games since he's been traded there. Zion might even come back. Who knows? The Lakers are the Lakers. Are they going to even make the play-in? I don't even know what the Lakers are going to do. The Clippers, who without Kawhi and Paul George, have really been solid. They're holding their spot in the play-in. And honestly, a healthy Kawhi and Paul George Clippers, they could make a deep playoff run. The Timberwolves decided to be good this season. The Timberwolves, 35-29. I really don't think the Spurs are going to make the play-in. I mean, there's a chance that they could get lucky and make the play-in, but the best case scenario is honestly, let Pop get the win record, and let's just go for a high draft pick. Possibly bring in Paolo Banchero from Duke. Chet Holmgren if we happen to get a high top 4 pick. The Spurs really need to look towards the lottery, and they need to look towards free agency. Spurs have freed up so much cap space. I talked about it in the Derek White video. After trading his $70 million contract, we basically, like I said in the video, we told DeJounte Murray, this is your team. Who do you want? Spurs also are going to have to repay a couple guys. Keldon Johnson's definitely going to need to bag. DeJounte Murray, I really think we should go ahead and extend him sooner than later before having some weird controversy. Devin Vassell, if he continues to shine, he's going to need to get paid. Lonnie Walker, he's going to be a restricted free agent this year. I think if he continues to play well, we should match a contract that he's offered. If not, let him walk. I think the Spurs have a few key guys that I think we should try and bring in. I mentioned it in the last video. DeAndre Ayton. To form a 1-2 duo of DeJounte Murray and DeAndre Ayton would be amazing. Zach LaVine, we're going to have the ability to pay him. Bulls are struggling right now. They can't beat good teams. It's interesting. There's lots of dominoes that could fall. The Spurs have 18 games left. I don't think that there's any chance we can push for playoffs. I think we can maybe push for a good play-in. I don't think they have the ability to push for first round. But I could be wrong. It's the NBA. Nothing is impossible at this point. So, I don't think the Spurs are going to make the playoffs. I'm not going to count them out. And I'm certainly not going to doubt. I'm not going to root for this team to lose games. I want the Spurs to win. I want to see them win games. I want to see them start putting the league on notice that they have a bright future ahead of them. I want to see this team shine. I really do. I think this late in the season, though, I just don't think there's a point to it. They're not going to make the playoffs. And if they do, they're going to get destroyed by Phoenix in 4. I just don't see the Spurs making any type of run this year. I think next year is going to be a year where we really find it. This year, the Spurs, this has been the first year the Spurs are in rebuild mode. No leading veteran, all youth. I think the biggest factor about the team this year is they can't win games. They can't close games. We can't dig. We dig ourselves in holes and can't get out of them. They're 0-32 after trailing for 3 quarters. The Spurs can't win close games either. They don't know how to finish down the stretch, and that's gonna come with experience. That really is. The Spurs just got to learn how to play big time games, and I think the Spurs have had like 20 losses or more by 5 or less. Say if you win 10 of those games, 36 and they'd be 34-30. I mean, that's the Spurs' biggest issues. They can't close games. Spurs learn how to close games next year. They're going to be a problem. I really think they're going to be a problem. The youth is going to continue to develop under Coach Pop, who I think this could potentially be his last year, but we never know. Bring in Manu Ginobili. He's player development. Manu Ginobili is player development. Put him up in the ranks. Make him head coach. Bring Tim Duncan. Bring players who know the game for these young guys. The Spurs are nothing but youth right now, and I think they have a bright future ahead of them. I just don't think it's going to be this year that the Spurs are going to be able to put anything together. I think we have the ability to set ourselves up for success for potentially another 10 years maybe. If things go to plan, DeJounte continues to develop, we bring in a big-time free agent, form a nice 1-2 duo, and the youth continues to do their thing, I think the Spurs have so much potential. I really think they do. And it's going to be rough. I mean, 22 years of winning is going to come with a cost. Eventually, a rebuild was going to happen. So, I'm excited to see what the Spurs have in front of them. I think we have youth. I think we have talent. I think there's a lot of factors that can go into the Spurs' potential success coming up. I really do think that the Spurs are going to be a problem in a couple years. 2 to 3. I really think they're going to be a problem. So, let Pop get the win record this year. And then just see what happens. We win games, win some games. Hey, great. Get a high draft pick. I think the Spurs should focus on the draft, and I think we should focus on free agency. Not getting in the playoffs. I don't think the Spurs should do this thing that they've done the last few years where can we make the playoffs, and then we make the playoffs, and then we get a low draft pick. I'd like to see the Spurs go all in on youth. That's my take. Let's just ride it out this year, Spurs fans. I think we have lots of potential. I think Spurs fans have lots to be happy about going into the next few seasons. So we just gotta ride it out, stay loyal. So anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like, drop a subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss when I post the newest sports content. Until then, this is Ty Talk Sports signing off.